Welcome to PopTake, your hot take on music, pop culture, and life. My name's Michael Mello,
I'm Hugo Philippe.
and it's been a hot second,
Mhm.
but we're coming back with a very strong episode for all of y'all.
Right.
Today we have a very special guest, Canadian pop icon Alyssa Reid. We are going to talk about a lot of good music come out. Demi Lovato,
Lily Allen.
Madison Beer.
Yes.
We're also going to talk about why we had to take a break.
My fault.
Yeah, totally not my fault.
Yeah.
It was someone's appendix had to burst. So
Gosh,
dramatic.
yeah.
Like who still has an appendix these
It's time
days?
to go.
Yeah.
Not you, apparently.
Not me. I lost that a long time ago.
Appendix twin or appendicless.
Sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Um,
he got his appendix removed at the same hospital as me. So
Yeah.
we're
really there.
We're
at this-
there.
yeah. I mean, I was messaging you for tips.
yeah.
And then oddly enough, you know Rachel Burns?
Yes.
Yeah, her appendix burst like a week after.
See?
And we were
Crazy.
together doing a photo shoot like days before. So she messaged me, she's like, you
It's
will
a
not
vibe.
believe why I'm in. Yeah, something's going around, I guess. But
we'll get into everything
Yeah.
that's happening inside your body and so much more
maybe not everything happening inside my body.
on
but
today's episode.
yes. I'm gonna start with something that's been happening inside my head, which is Lily Allen on repeat. Because West End Girl is a fucking masterpiece. And anyone that doesn't think so is trash. I know a lot of people who haven't listened to it yet, which I don't know what you're doing with your life, why you're not.
We're busy listening to Demi Lovato.
Okay, so this is the problem. Okay, both albums, 10 out of 10. There is no shade, no hate towards anything. But gays, turn Demi Lovato off for like an hour, put Lily Allen on, then you can go back. But like listen to it in order, start at the first track, pull up the lyrics, like get yourself cozy, get yourself comfy because you're in for a ride. You're in for like, it's literally storytelling. Like I don't even, like you're listening to an album obviously, but like you're listening to an album, but also like an audiobook at the same time. Like it's so difficult to describe because the experience of this is like insane. And there are like parts like in the first track, there's like a FaceTime video. And then like in a couple other tracks, there's like this. So like there's like conversations. So it is like a full cinematic experience. Like it's absolutely insane. And I don't want to spoil it, except her ex is a piece of shit, which like we already knew this. But I just need the gays to take a minute from Demi Lovato. You can go back after and just listen to Lily Allen. And that also includes you, because I know you haven't listened to it yet.
I haven't listened to it yet. I also feel like it's the reason I haven't though. It's because it seems like it's an album I need to like sit and listen to.
You do.
Whereas like Demi Lovato's, I'm walking around, I'm going to the gym. Like
Yeah.
I've also just been a Lovatic my whole life. Like I'm a huge Demi Lovato fan. Whereas Lily Allen, I just know like the FU song,
which
So-
is like good, but not even top tier Lily Allen.
right. So that's just why I'm explaining why I haven't like why I've haven't explored it. But I've seen really good reviews, so
Yes.
it's on my list. I do want to explore it, and I live for tea. So.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so it's funny because I've seen the internet talking about this, but there's a new genre of music called gossip pop, which they're saying so like Lily Allen, Man's Best Friend, and Taylor Swift also kind of falls into this, which is like pop music, but it's like literally gossip at the same time. How do you feel about this?
Well, I actually quite like it because, well, I think music can be interpreted for so many people.
Right.
I do love the conversations about like, ooh, who is this song about? And all this stuff. Like, speaking on Taylor, I think like Torture Poets Department's a really good example of how initially we all thought the album was going to be about Joe Alwyn.
Right.
And a lot of it was about Maddie Healy.
Yeah.
And I guess Man's Best Friend too, like even the joke of Go-Go Juice, like she names...
a bunch of boys, right?
Yeah, it could be John, Larry, like, and then people were decoding like one is Sean, John is Sean, Larry is Barry, Gosh is Josh, and then or the one that rhymes with.
There is one more.
Villain,
yes,
and
yes.
Dylan. So I think that's always fun to.
Yeah.
So I'm pro gossip pop.
It's cute. I just saw a thing about it, and I was like, I love this like a little new like subgenre of music that we're getting into. What's not gossip pop?
Demi Lovato's It's Not That Deep. So good. I've been a Demi Lovato fan my whole life. I am a ride or die Demi fan. When we're talking about the 3 Disney queens, like in my order, Demi is top.
I agree.
This
Who's your 3? Look, who's the 3?
in the order?
Like, is it like Miley, Selena? Is that the three?
Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
think the three is.
I don't know.
What were you
There's so
thinking?
many Disney girls. I don't know who.
I just think like I meant like those are the Disney girls, like they were
Right.
the three at the same time.
Got it.
You know?
Okay. Yes.
But Demi Lovato's "It's Not That Deep" I think is one of her best works. It's so cohesive. It's fun. It's also just nice to see Demi Lovato
Having
so
fun.
and so
Yeah.
healthy, so happy. Like it's really not that deep, and like that's sometimes what life is. I think as you get as to be an adult, sometimes the situations that when you were younger that were so heavy, you kind of are just like, you know, it doesn't have to be that deep. I can just like shrug this off and have fun with
Yeah.
life. And I think this is her best body of work. It does frustrate me that I feel like it's not getting the promo it deserves. It might not even debut in the top 10, which is insane to me because it's such a
Yeah.
good album, which is why I've been streaming it nonstop.
I've been giving it like I've been jumping between Lily Allen and like
Yeah.
Demi Lovato, and I think it's kind of what you're saying. Like, if I'm out and about and doing whatever, like there's a couple Lily songs that like Pussy Palace, great, like that I can be out and about and listen to that. Some of the other ones, like no, but the Demi Lovato album, perfect.
Yeah.
And then
But I was also gonna say real quick, I think the issue with the Demi album is Island Records. Like they didn't.
they've
like,
done
apparently-
nothing.
They done nothing, and apparently
Where's-
they didn't even
Sent to
print
radio.
or sent to radio or like print out enough CDs at
For the
Target.
UK, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
and
I
even in the
saw-
States, like Target didn't get any of the CDs and all these things, and it's like Demi Lovato's a fucking star.
Yeah.
Like she should easily crack the top 5 new albums of the week.
I saw like numbers for the UK, and it was like comparing. I think it was like the Reimagined and like Holy Fuck, and then Dancing with the Devil or something like that. And all of those charted, and this is like nowhere near. But then I guess they didn't get physical copies to the stores in time, so they're not getting any of those like pre-sale numbers for the first week, which is insane. Which means she could get a second week like much higher number, but not a debut. But like that's how do you fuck that up? Like it's 2025.
It bothers me so much, and that label always gets a lot of like.
And also, like, we've known she's been coming out with an album, like, for, like, Fast came out at the beginning of summer, right?
Yeah.
Like, they had
And
time
it was
to
so
get,
slept on. It was such a good song.
it is the record label, because why hasn't, like, she been performing? Like, there's been
Why isn't she on
no
Jimmy
TV circuit,
Fallon?
exactly.
Yeah, she was just on Zane Lowe, which is great, but I'm just kind of like, I think Demi Lovato really did, like, this album should have given her flowers moment because there's so many good songs. Kiss should have been everywhere right now. And I don't know where the promo is. I don't know what it is. But if you work at Island Records, I'm looking at you.
We have a bone to pick.
I have a bone to pick because this is, I actually, and I know we'll probably talk about this later on the podcast, I would say It's Not That Deep is in my top 5 best albums of this year.
I agree. I think it's up there. We've had a lot of great albums this year, and I think it's so cohesive, and I think it's good when someone takes an album like this. Like, we have pop girlies doing like I don't want to call it disposable pop music, but like, do you know what I mean? Like those like pop bops that you just like forget about. And like I think at surface value, it kind of almost felt like that at the beginning. Like Fast was great, but it was just like just whatever. But I think as a whole body of work, like there's a bigger message still, even though it's not that deep. Yeah. And it's so cohesive, and it's like, this is an album for the clubs. This is for partying. This is for going out with friends. This is what this is.
And it's not for being happy.
And it tells, like, I think that story there is actually like a better story than just like, I made a pop record.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And I think the other thing with this album too is like, it's not that deep, but there are some really deep songs,
Yeah,
like Sorry
Ghost.
to Myself, Ghost. Like, that's my thing about Demi Lovato is like, she's just so, her music's so incredible. And I always find her music finds me at the right time. Even like The Art of Starting Over, Dancing with the Devil, which like people didn't really love.
Right.
I still liked it. I think like, I love seeing Demi Lovato evolve and like find herself and like all these things. And just as a longtime fan, I think this is one of her best bodies of work. My other favorite Demi Lovato album is the Demi album, and I haven't felt this type of rush. Like all her albums I love. Tell Me You Love Me, also a great
Tell Me You
album.
Love Me is my favorite. It's amazing.
But this one is like hit after hit, and I just hope it kind of gets you know what? Brad didn't get its flowers until a little bit.
Yep.
So
I still have faith in this. They can turn it around. I think people are talking about it. The tour tickets just came out, which we got tickets for. Adela's opening up, which we love Adela.
Love Adela. I think Adela and Demi is such a smart move for both parties involved.
Well, Zone, the producer, has produced most of Adela's stuff and is produced most of all of, I think, Demi. And
I would say, like, on that wavelength, like, as fans, it was so smart because Demi kept mentioning
Adela and stuff. Yeah.
for so long. And we're like, oh my God, are they ever going to meet? Oh my God, like Adele's probably freaking out. Da, da. And like this whole time,
they're just like
this is
geeking
working.
in the back.
Yeah. And I love that. And like, I watched the Cat's Eye documentary. So I saw, you know, Adela in that. And like, it's just so nice to see that she's getting her solo moment and she deserves this because she is a fucking star. And I think Superstar is like one of the best pop songs we've had.
Superstar's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another great song, though, I want to talk about, Madison Beer, Bittersweet.
Yeah.
It's so good. It gives
Yes,
me like,
baby, it is.
and Yes, Baby. Like, I think Madison Beer
It's so slept on.
is so slept on. I think because she's pretty, people just don't know what to do
I was
with
gonna say
it.
she's too hot.
And she seems like a nice person, and I think people are just like confused by that. Like, I don't know. Like, I just think she's so incredible. Bittersweet, her new song Bittersweet. It gives me fall, like, girl who's gonna be okay vibes. Like, now, like what the lyrics like, now that it's over, you blame it on me. I should be bitter, but right now I'm bittersweet.
Yeah.
And it's just so cute. And like, I've been listening to it nonstop, and I don't have anything to be really bittersweet about, but it's just brought up old feelings of things that I'm like, as an adult, you look back at situations and you're like, yeah, like that sucks that didn't work out, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
And I want Madison Beer to just like blow up because she seems so nice. And also, I don't know if you've been seeing on TikTok, but so many people are dressing up as Madison Beer, and she like
from like the Yes Baby video.
No,
or?
from like there's this thing, and like if you're watching this on YouTube, but she's like calling out this girl who like was tweeting bad about her, and then she's like, you said you wanted to beat me up in the streets, like da da da, and then she's like, oh, because you made fun of my friend. And I feel like for anyone else, if you don't know this,
I have
you're
no
not.
idea what you're talking
You
about,
look
so
so
I'm
confused.
so confused.
But then the girl's like, I mean, Madison's like, well, who's your friend? And she's like, we don't have to talk out here with everyone. Let's talk in private. But basically, there was like this internet troll basically saying that she was gonna beat Madison Beer up, blah blah blah. And then she was there at her like meet and greet or whatever, and Madison called her out on that. And like everyone filmed it. She's in like this fur vest, and it's just like so cunty and like so
I kind of love
great.
that.
And people just dress up if Madison has that vest, and even like at Madison, like at like one of her concerts, someone held up a sign that's like, who's your friend? So then Madison did the pose, and she's like, who's your friend? Anyways,
I need to see this. Okay.
lots of lore. I
love
think
her.
she's a great artist, and I'm excited for this new era.
Yeah, I've stand since Life Support.
Mm.
And like she doesn't get the amount of attention she deserves.
Yeah.
And I think, and she's been around for so long. Like
Yeah.
she debuted like shortly after Justin Bieber.
Also,
like that's how long she's been around for.
She hates the song, but she has a song called Melodies, and it's fucking, I love it.
Is that not her first song?
It's like pop, sugary pop, and I love it. She hates it, but I love it. And then Boy Shit,
Yes.
so
Shit's
good.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we stand Madison Beer. We stand a lot of things.
We also stand our next guest. Our guest today is a multi-platinum pop hit maker with seven top 20 hits on Canadian pop radio. Okay, she's a staple in Canadian pop music, a singer-songwriter who got her start on a little show called The Next Star. Okay, you know her hits Alone Again, Satisfaction Guaranteed, Dangerous, and her brand new single Up. Please welcome Alyssa Reid.
Hi.
Hi. How are you doing, Alyssa?
I'm so good.
Yeah?
I'm a good vibe today, I think.
Good.
Although I had horrendous nightmares last night.
Oh God,
But-
from what?
Honestly, I just like spiral every night.
Okay.
Which is when I write my best songs.
Okay, well.
But just at night it just goes weird places. I don't know what to tell you.
No, yeah, baby, this is therapy. Let's get
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
Jump right in.
Well, I hope those nightmares also taught you that you are like an icon in pop music here in Canada. I'm very excited. We were talking beforehand, but
yeah.
your album, Time Bomb, I think is one of the best Canadian pop albums of all time. It is so good. It's banger after banger with you, I feel. Like you've never
Thank you.
missed, in my opinion. But before we dive into your past work and probably like your traumas and your dreams and all that stuff,
My nightmares.
yeah, let's talk about the present.
Yeah. You have your new single Up, which features South Korean star Ocean from the Blue. You wrote that for someone else originally.
Yeah, I wrote that a couple years ago for another pop artist that was on our label at the time. And we were doing kind of like a fun, nostalgic, like 70s
Right.
vibe, kind of 80s vibe with her project. And we ended up writing the song for her. And then she was no longer on the label, so the song kind of like sat for a bit. And then we take these meetings like every month to go over all the new songs that we've written and kind of see where everything's at. And this song came up and we listened to it. We were all like, wait, we love this. Why did this not come out? And so it was kind of like a little bit different for me. It's very happy for me. All my songs are quite dark and brooding, but it was a little bit more happy for me. But we just like had so much fun writing it, and when we listened to it, we were just like, "Yeah, this is so fun. Let's put it out."
Yeah, and I'm glad you did, because sometimes there's like such good songs that, like, for lack of a better word, just sit on a hard drive and like don't see the light of day. And Up is super fun. I do agree. It's very happy, which is nice to hear. I am curious, like, is there any other songs in your catalog that also were originally for someone else, and you're like, actually, no, this is my message. I want to share it with everyone.
Let me think. Okay, no, not for anyone else, but there are a few songs that I've written for other people that are so deeply personal that it feels so weird that someone else is singing them.
Fair.
So like the reverse of that.
Yeah. Are you allowed to name them, or?
I'll give you one example. I wrote a song years and years and years ago for me and Martina, and the verses of that song are about losing my cousin to cancer. So it's like it's just like so deeply personal that to like hear someone else like take that. But that's what music is. It's you pour your heart into something, and everyone kind of has their own story and finds their own story in the music. So it's not a bad thing for me. It's just a weird thing sometimes.
Yeah, I can only imagine. It's almost like kind of like you said, like everyone just like takes art and interpret it in their own way. But to have something so personal that you put your blood, sweat, and tears in, yeah, it's changing for sure.
Have you ever thought about doing one of those, like your version of it, of like songs that you've?
I had one little like 6-song EP where I put out like my versions of songs that I'd written, and it was fun. They were like acoustic versions of them, but I think I have more fun doing them live. Because a lot of the time for people in the audience, they have no idea that I songwrite for other people too. So it's kind of like a fun moment in the set that I really like.
Yeah, Julia Michaels does something similar, and I think it's always fun during the set where people are like, wait, I didn't know you did this. I didn't know you did that. And also, like, since we're on the topic of EPs, you have a cover of God's Plan, and I love it. I love it better than the original. Hot take. I'm so sorry, Drake, but like that is the version I stream and listen to, and I just like love your covers, so keep them coming.
Thank you so much.
No problem. You're returning to the stage, Mod Club, an iconic venue, November 15th. How excited are you to be hitting the stage again?
I'm so excited. I love performing in Toronto. Last year, we did a small tour across Canada, and the Toronto show sold out in the pre-sale. It was mental, and it was such a fun show. And I'm so excited that we get to do it again.
Yeah. Do you have any like pre-show rituals or anything like beforehand that you're just like, this needs to be my routine to make sure this is a good show?
Absolutely. I have a panic attack. I refuse to talk to anybody because I'm terrified. I drink tea.
Yes.
You have
She's
to
a
have
chai
tea.
tea girly.
You have to have tea. I warm up, obviously. Have a second panic attack, maybe a few tears, but by this point we've done our makeup, so it can't be like a full.
You have
like,
to hold it in. You're like,
it's just like one of those where you look down and you just let them fall.
I let the tears. Yeah.
And then you go on stage, and 2 songs in, you forget that you had anxiety the entire day, and you're like, "This is the best day of my life."
Great. I love that. I love that for you. It just feels like it's like a blur. You're like, okay, I'm here now. This is what we got.
Yeah.
I love that.
You have to fight to get there, but it's really exciting when you get there.
In your set list, or like, is there a song that even if you are having a bad day, you're like, I know once I reach this song, it's going to change the mood for me, and like I'm just going to like perk right back up?
Yes, which sucks because it's at the end of the set.
Right.
But Satisfaction Guaranteed to me is like the one song that it comes on, and it's just like the second the beat hits, you're just like,
you can't not.
Locked in. Yeah.
Yes. I was debating sharing this. I was telling Hugo earlier, but I just have to say it.
You should share it.
Satisfaction Guaranteed is on my sex playlist. It is such a good song. Like, that song is a banger. And
I'm
like,
so honored. Thank you.
I feel like you've heard this before. I feel like people have
that
told you
song
this.
is
Actually, they haven't shared that with me,
Okay.
but I'm so
you should.
I have no
excited
filter.
to hear that. Thank you so much.
Let me tell you, the gays, when that comes on, people are like, "Oh, I love this song," and I'm like,
Thank
I know. Yeah, it is really good. And I'm glad that it's the end, like near the end, because I think it's a crowd pleaser for
Do you
sure.
start that with at the beginning of your playlist, like letting people know?
I'm not
Or
gonna
is
tell
like
you
a-
that. I always
Yeah,
overshare.
yeah, like I'm
Where do you
trying to think
place
of like the
that?
pacing
Oh
right
my
now.
god. See, I knew I shouldn't have brought it up, but
you did bring it up, so
I know what. Listen, it's more like the essence.
I don't think that's
That's-
the climax of his
no,
playlist.
Oh my God.
That's a good like warm up. I feel like you're
You
like
know what
letting
would
them
be
know.
What?
Die for Love.
Ah,
That would be a good
yeah.
finisher.
A
for your
finisher,
playlist.
yes. But also, like, you do have, not to be like, this is your market, but like, Roses is a great song as well to have in there.
That
like,
song is about death. You can't put that in a sex
I know,
playlist.
but okay, but like, just the chorus is so catchy. It's not in my sex playlist, but it
So-
is in my like gym playlist.
Okay,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
sometimes too, like, okay, we're all gonna talk about our sex playlist for a minute, but like,
I'm so sorry I did
mine-
this. I swear we're professional.
Sometimes it's not lyrically, and it's just like the beat,
The
like and it's
vibe,
got
yeah.
like I feel like most of the Ashes stuff, like that, like dark, like I feel like I could just toss that in there. Just don't listen
Yeah.
to some of the.
Well,
the
that kind of like
lyrics.
gives you like an alter ego moment too, where you can become this like dominatrix
Right.
Mhm.
vibe.
That 3 a.m.
See?
vibe.
There you
so-
go.
I like this. I didn't know my music came down this alley. I thought it was just for like sad people, but this is fantastic.
No, I'm
you
here to
give
tell you,
anything to the gays,
girl.
and they'll
And let me tell you, when you have gay fans, you have a career for life. We will ride for you, okay? And that song is a hit.
Literally.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yes.
You set that up.
But like also, you released a song, "Never Going Home" last year, and it was in my Spotify like I think top 5. It was so good,
Thank you.
and I just like, you have such an ear for pop music, and like also like songwriting and things like that. I'm very curious, like which artists inspire you.
It depends. I used to kind of be inspired by what I was listening to, but I don't listen to music anymore.
Really?
I listen to like whenever I'm in the car, I've got an audiobook or a podcast on. So I used to really be inspired by Swedish pop. I think just like producers in Sweden are a whole other level. They have like training camps and colleges that are just on like hit making. So I was deeply inspired by that for a long time. But now it's just kind of like stuff pops in my head and it just kind of like comes out now.
Yeah.
But I need to listen to music. I don't listen to music.
I almost love
anymore.
that though, because I feel like you, like when you're writing and when you're making music, you're making what you want to make, not necessarily like influenced by like what's happening right now, or
Yeah.
like it sounds like something. You know what I mean? Like I just like I feel like there's something special about artists that say that and like do that and don't listen to current music, because then they're just like, my art is my art and I'm working with what I'm thinking about or what I'm. You know what I mean?
And I think it's really hard to listen to music and not subconsciously be inspired by it, because you're like hearing specific melodies. So when it's like in your short-term memory, so when you're going to like write a melody or something, it's right there. So it's like easy to grab stuff and not even realize you're doing it. But I kind of find that now that I've been in the music industry for, I don't want to say the number, for a long time, I feel like listening to music sometimes can feel like work, because I'll go to the studio for like 8 hours and listen to the same song over and over and over.
Yeah.
That when I get in the car to go home, like listening to music is the last thing that I want to do.
That's so fair.
And
Yeah.
your ears get tired.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't know your ears could get tired.
No, it does. I used to work at an entertainment television show, and I was on like reality TV beat. So like I'd always have to watch the reality TV shows and like make the news about like this happened on the Kardashians or whatever. So that to me, I was like, when I go home, I don't want to watch this anymore. It's like
it's work.
It's work, 100%. Is there a book right now that you're like, everyone needs to be reading this book right now?
Oh, there's so many. I just what's the one that? Oh, I just read the Colleen Hoover Verity book.
Okay, how
I
was it?
finished that this week. It was really good.
Yeah, okay.
I always, when people like hype things up a lot and say how amazing something is, I always go into it with like a bit of a chip on my shoulder, because I'm like, can't actually be the best book ever. But it was actually really good.
Yeah.
Now I'm reading a different Colleen Hoover one, but I forget what it's called. Memories of Him, Reminders of Him.
Okay,
something.
yeah, I think I've heard of this.
It's really good too so far.
Are you into like fantasy at all, or like more like the
I knew
romance
this
was
realistic?
gonna
Well,
come up.
listen, I just had to add. I'm a
Yeah.
Fourth Wing stan. I'm deep into it.
I haven't got into fantasy, but like almost everything that I read is like some type of like crime thriller, mystery type vibe. But to circle back to the nightmares, I can't read about murder before bed.
Right.
Okay.
So
That-
I read
that's-
Harry Potter every single night.
A classic.
So if that counts as
Do you know which
fantasy.
house
it's-
you are?
Yes, I have been sorted.
Yes, what are you?
I am a Gryffindor.
Okay, me too.
Yes.
There you go. I feel like, do you know what yours is?
I think I did it when I played what was that game? Harry Potter game.
Pottermore?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you like could do it to sort yourself. Is
Okay.
that the same sorting system? Or is
Yeah,
that,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like
Okay.
the official one.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. So then yes,
And
I
you were?
did it. I can't tell you what it was.
Okay,
I'm-
well,
Now they
I'm
can
sorry.
sort your, or they can give you your Patronus too.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a wood mouse.
Oh, see, I don't know that. See, now you get
Yeah.
on that.
I don't even know what a Patronus is. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay, you're not
That's
part of this conversation
crazy. I'm
anymore.
really not. It's
Muggle.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm also curious. We were talking beforehand about Lady Gaga and like the Lady Gaga concert. With you going on tour, like, can you think back to every concert you've ever been to? Is there a concert that stood out to you and that made you be like, I want to become a better performer because this show was so great?
I think every single time I see Billie Eilish, I'm just blown away in every respect. She's so personable. She's so talented. Her vocals are always on point. And like her light show, whether she's got like some big type of stage production or it's literally just her on a stage vibing out with a cool light show, it's just always amazing because
Yeah.
she's always amazing. So I've seen her a couple times now, and every single time I'm like, I want a show right now. Like, it just hypes me up so much.
Yeah. I want a Billie Alyssa collab. I'm going to
I
put it out
die.
there. I'm putting it out
Manifesting.
there.
I'd die.
Is there a Billie song you'd want to jump on the remix for?
Bad guy.
Mm,
No,
yes.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we already
Especially
have
in like the Ashes era.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, we already had a Bieber remix, so like it's not far off to get another Canadian jumping
Mhm.
on, you know?
Yep.
With all these new songs, are we working towards a project? I did see your story
Yeah,
that you said.
saw a little sneak.
Yeah, you said I accidentally made an album, which is crazy. So I just want to know, and like, don't lie to us.
No, I genuinely, accidentally made an album. I wasn't planning to.
Mm-hmm.
Just for no other reason than the music industry has changed and now like music consumption has changed.
Right.
So albums don't really make a whole lot of sense unless you're Taylor Swift or Sabrina Carpenter.
Right.
Unless there's like mass consumption for your album, it doesn't make sense as a small artist. It makes more sense to have a schedule of releases that you just put out consistently.
Mm-hmm.
So we were going through what the possibility of that schedule would look like next year.
Mm-hmm.
And we realized that I write too many songs and we accidentally have a full album that at first I was just kind of like, we'll put out like 5 or 6 next year.
Mm-hmm.
No, we have to pick through like 30.
Okay.
We've narrowed it down to like 10.
And
I love
so,
that.
can we expect, like, are we gonna get the full album rollout? Are we gonna get, like, do you have like a title in mind? Like, what's
think-
the vibe?
So I think I'll roll out a couple of them and then put out the package.
Mm.
Okay.
So it's like not, here's an album that I've written for several years that is going to live on New Music Friday for 1 week and then disappear
Yeah,
in
right.
a
And
void of
I-
overconsumption.
I think that's like part of the problem. Sometimes it's like I feel like as fans we want both. Like we want an album, but then it's
Yeah.
like if you give us an album and then we're gonna consume it right away.
Yeah.
And we're gonna play it out. Like we're gonna listen to it for the weekend, go through over and over again, and then like pick our favorite singles, then we're done. And then as an artist, that is not great.
Like
So
even look at Beyonce's album. It was incredible. It had like a 2-week shelf life on people's like focus.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Man's Best Friend
Mhm.
was the coolest album ever until Taylor Swift announced an album and then everyone was like,
yeah.
Yeah.
it's just like I don't know if it's people's attention spans now with like there's just so many options
Mhm.
that people's attention spans are a lot shorter now, or if it's just like the way we receive music and products now is just different. But it doesn't make sense, especially for smaller artists, to just put everything out at once.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I blame the algorithm. I blame Instagram and all of these apps that like trying so hard to focus on like one song or like one viral thing. Because even for us, like when we do this, you know, like we obviously add sounds and things to the videos, like when we cut our podcast clips, but it's like if you don't include a trending sound, then it's not going to perform well. And we're literally trying to talk about music. Like, we're trying to talk about people's new music. And it's like, it wants us to post and tag like the artist's biggest song. And like, that's not what we want to do. Like, we want to talk about what you're working on, like what is coming up. And so I blame all of those things as well. Because there's so much good music out there that people are not hearing.
Yeah, it's hard like to now the only way to really market yourself as an artist is TikTok. But there's like such a disparity between like when I post a song that was already a hit versus when I'm trying to like be like, hey guys, new music. It's like, you know that meme where she's like, It's like literally like, oh, there's a TikTok, it's Alone Again. Oh, never mind, it's a new song. No. Like it's like I'm stuck in this like loop of trying to post what I know is gonna work and what's gonna have a reaction, and trying to be like, guys, there's more. Here, take it.
How do you stop yourself? Do you have something that you do to like stop yourself from getting discouraged or like getting, I don't want to say jaded, but you know what I mean? Like, because you're obviously putting in so much effort into the music, and then I don't want to say back in the day, but like obviously TV, like YTV was such a big way that people discovered you back then. And none of those things really exist in that same capacity.
Much music is different now. It's just like all online. It's TikTok. It's honestly, it's hard because as a songwriter and a recording artist, like you never think like my dream is to make TikTok. I can't wait to wake up today and film myself doing the cringiest shit I can imagine.
And then like 30
that's
times.
not the dream. But it's,
we are the first in our bloodline to say that, you know?
But there's no other choice. Like, it's either you suck it up and do it and take the risk and put yourself out there, and maybe some people will think you're absolutely cringe, and some people will hear it and be like, oh wait, I actually really like this song. The song's a banger. Or like, oh my God, these lyrics are exactly what I'm going through right now. But if I don't do it, it's just nothing. So I have to choose like to do nothing and accept nothing, or to go be cringe. And
we say be cringe. We are no strangers to being cringe.
If it pays your bills, be cringe. That's what I say.
Listen, like JoJo Siwa is a multimillionaire, and there's something to it. And she, I'm sure, does not walk around her house like with a smile up to here in rainbow bows. But when she turns the camera on, she's like, I know how to make money. I'm gonna do it.
Exactly. That's a businesswoman.
Yes.
I do want to touch on, so actually Hugo put me on the project Ashes, and I was not aware that you had taken this on. And I
wasn't even aware at first. Until I think one day I went to check Apple Music and it was gone. And then I had a mini heart attack for a second. And then I was like, wait a minute, it's not gone. It's just changed.
It's changed.
Slightly. So walk us through, because you had the 2 EPs first, right?
Yeah.
3 a.m. And then you sort of packaged that together. And now it's under Alyssa Reid. Do you want to walk us through like was there something different about this project or a reason why you wanted to separate it at first? Or
yeah, I was really young when I started putting out music. I was still in high school when I started going on tour and when we released Alone Again. So I did a lot of growing up during this project. And I feel like there was things in this project that like I loved and things that I hated. And I wanted a chance to kind of put all that to the side and just do something that I absolutely loved without any preconceived notion of who I'm supposed to be as an artist. Like if it's supposed to be super bubblegum or super sad, or if I'm supposed to look a certain way. And I just wanted none of that to matter. And I just wanted to make songs that made my heart pound. So I was like, I'm just going to do this like little side project. I'm going to keep it faceless. No one's going to know it's me. And I'm just going to do whatever the fuck I want. And that's what I did. And it was the most fun I've ever had in my whole life. And it's like some of my favorite music I've ever made because I made it with zero expectations. It was literally like, I'm just going to go into the studio with no idea of what I need to do. I'm not going to go and be like, guys, we need a hit for radio. That's our vibe today. Like, just absolutely not. I'm just going to go in and make stuff that I love and that I want to perform and that's exciting. And I'm going to make all the visuals that I want to make that are too weird for Alyssa Reid. And I went and I did that. And I was so obsessed with the project. And then COVID hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was right around that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say it was almost like your Batman moment. Like I kind of loved the being like,
had
wait,
so much
who is
fun.
this? Like it is like, and it's such a I don't want to say different sound, but like it because I think when you listen to your whole Spotify, like it still fits into the world of who
Right.
you are as an artist. But it really stood out.
Yeah, I think it's got more of those like darker moments, like you were saying. I mean, even the visuals.
Yeah.
I feel like you like got some stuff off your chest with that, which is nice. And then once you sort of packaged it back together, did you sort of feel like now that's like part of your story, or is that chapter sort of?
So I think at a certain point, I don't know why I have people that have listened to my music for a really long time, and even when I wasn't putting music out, even when I was taking a break, I was doing nothing, these people were so supportive of me still, and I had no idea why. It was like, I'm not putting anything out, I just like, these people are so kind to me. And there came a part of like the Ashes project where I felt like I was hiding it from those people that had like stood by me since I was 15 years old on the Next Star, that are like, when's new music, we're so excited. And I at the time like didn't want to be like, I've been putting out music just under a secret name with my face hidden. So I was just like, at one point, I'm kind of like keeping this from the people that have stood by me, patiently waiting for me to move on to the next project, and I'm keeping that project from them. And it kind of felt a little shitty. So there came a point where we had discussions about finding a way to amalgamate the two projects. And I was really hesitant because I felt so free during the Ashes project. I really felt like I could do whatever I wanted, and it just didn't matter. I could just have so much fun. And so I was really nervous to like put the two back together. But we took the risk and we did it, and it was really awesome. And now it's my favorite Alyssa Reid album.
I love that. Do you think? Sorry, do you think it has opened up how comfortable you are now as like Alyssa Reid, the musician, to do like more of that type of music?
Yeah, it just took my like, I don't want to. I used to care so deeply about what everybody thought. I wanted to give people exactly what they wanted. They wanted me to be really nice, so I like aligned myself with all the really nice stuff. They wanted me to be really open and vulnerable, so I gave them like everything that they wanted to hear. And I just was such a people pleaser in the first part of my project. I was just like, I'm young, I don't know what I'm doing, I've never done it professionally, I'm just gonna trust that everyone's gonna like lead me in the right path. And I just kind of tried to make everybody happy. And now I'm older and I am just out of, you know how they say like as you get older you just stop caring. I've stopped caring.
Great.
Now I'm just like, the song's kind of like super weird, but I'm gonna put it out. This song is maybe not a hit, but I really love it because it's really important to me. I'm gonna put it out. And it's just, I never would have done that before.
I'm so happy to hear
I
that.
honestly feel like that stuff is the stuff that ends up connecting with people the most, because like I think of so many albums that like Brat, I think, is like such a perfect example of like Charlie did what she wanted, and then it just connected. And I think like even right now, I don't know if you listened to the Lily Allen album that just came out, but she's just doing whatever she wants on there, and it's connecting with people so well. Even Demi Lovato, like her new album, she's just doing like club music, and it's just like everyone's loving it. You know what I mean? Like they're just doing what they want to do for themselves, and I feel like people connect with that.
Yeah, for sure. I think people want authenticity. And it's really hard sometimes when you're in like a position where you have so many people that you're trying to make happy to have that authenticity and to be like, no, I'm just gonna do what feels good, and the people that are the right people for me are gonna find the project and they're gonna appreciate it.
Yeah. And I also think like in the whole umbrella of like what you said, like the Alyssa Reid of the like the new music, I think helps also fans be like, well, this is Alyssa.
Yeah.
And like I think that's the beautiful part is like we get to watch your journey, and I think sometimes like as fans we can tell, like even Sabrina Carpenter is a great example. Like the earlier stuff isn't really her; it's like what was given.
Yeah.
And as you grow, you're like, this is the artist, and like I'm
Yeah.
following your journey, and this is your sound, and it's so cool with your new projects to like see that in you.
Yeah.
I do want to touch on The Next Star because I think it's similar to like X Factor, American Idol, where like it's a manufactured television show. What do you remember from that time period? Do you still talk to anyone from that time period? Like, how was that? Because you said you were 15 when you did
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, you were in like high school.
Yeah. I think I was maybe grade 9 or 10, maybe
Wow.
10. I remember everything from that. I don't really talk to anybody still from that show. I have a lot of friends that were on the later seasons.
Yeah.
And they had a very different experience than I had on the show.
Okay.
We were season 1 and we were guinea pigs. And it was a very strange position to be in.
Yeah.
To be a child testing out a show for the first time.
Yeah, I'm even curious. Like, I even know the song they gave you. Like some of the lyrics were pretty adult for like a 15-year-old. Like, I'm very curious. Like, are you now that you're in the position that you're in? Are you grateful for that show experience, or if you could go back in time, would you have chosen a different route to get to where you are today?
No, I wouldn't have changed it because one, it just allowed me to find an audience that later I got to connect with on a deeper level. So I'm grateful for that aspect of it. And for what it's worth, it is a accurate representation of a lot of parts of the music industry and industry, like entertainment industries in general. I think the way that the show was filmed sometimes was not that awesome. Like on our season, that was just exclusive to our season. It didn't happen on any of the other seasons. They had like a confession style booth that they put underneath the stairs with a camera, and they would essentially like prod the contestants to go under the stairs and talk shit about the other contestants. And when you're young and doing something for the first time and you feel like it's a privilege to be there, one, you're going to listen and do what they tell you because you don't want to lose out on the opportunity. And two, you're going to trust the adults around you.
Right.
So none of us wanted to be talking shit about each other. A lot of us really like had great feelings about each other. We loved each other. We thought they were really awesome people. And to be put in a position where you're essentially like being told to bully each other is very strange.
Yeah. I know. That's so unfortunate.
And it was just our season. Like when you talk to people in later seasons, they're like, oh, they didn't do that with us because they never aired the footage. Like they decided to not like do that. They're like, oh, let's not take this angle. But even not airing it, it still created a really strange like vibe between the contestants. Yeah. And then like when that kind of bullying led outside of like the show filming and into like the interpersonal connections between the contestants, then as a kid you go to the adult to be like, hey, this is happening, what do I do? And to be told I'm not a babysitter is a pretty strange reaction when you've caused the problem.
And for anyone who's watching or listening that doesn't know what that is, so it was like a Canadian version of like American Idol, but for
X Factor, that
kind
of
of
thing.
But like specifically, it was just teenagers, right? Or like people.
Just teenagers. And then once it got to top 6, it stopped being like elimination rounds and was like training every week.
Okay.
And like they did like styling, and like everyone got their own individual songs, which also your song was the best song, I will say. But it is so interesting, and I will say, like, because I was like growing up watching that show, and though I don't remember a lot, I just remember like Alyssa Reid and Victoria Duffield both came from that show, and I think you two are such strong Canadian pop artists that gave us so many bangers on bangers, and so that I'm grateful for. But it is even like now as an adult, like looking back at that, I was curious what that experience was like because there were
Yeah.
certain red flags I think as an audience member you could even pick up on.
Yeah, it was strange. And then like people who knew me who watched the show back would be like, "Oh, you're really like quiet on the show." And it's like, "Yeah, I'm working 15-hour days with people that are we were given like these little like devices and like just even like the little bullying that like went on the devices was so weird. It's just like everything that was supposed to be fun and exciting about that show just kind of like turned shitty. And then I also was going through personal stuff at the time too. So it just kind of like piled on. It just wasn't a good experience.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a really random question, but like, is this a summer thing? Like, or do you like lose school to do that? I know it sounds so stupid, but like,
no, that's a great question. I think it was a summer thing. Yeah, because we moved downtown and like lived in condos for the entire duration of filming, so it must have been during the summer.
And then I think you guys did a live performance at like Wonderland as the finale, right?
Yeah.
And I think that would have been like the end of summer,
probably,
or something.
Yeah.
I always wonder when I see these like shows where like people are in high school or like in school in general, and I'm like, when do they like lose school to do this? But like, I'm like, it has to be a summer thing. Okay.
Yeah.
This was my own my own selfish question. Sorry.
No,
I can't believe I don't remember the exact answer, but it had to have been.
It had to
have
Because
been.
I think it was like two months of filming. We were doing like 15-hour days.
Yeah, I can't imagine them just like
taking you out of school. I don't think they can.
Yeah.
Because then they have to like provide schooling on set.
Yeah,
and there's
so
no
you'd
time.
have to like stay an extra year, and I don't know who wants to do that.
No,
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
that's fair. Actually, that was a good question.
It was a good question.
Yeah, it's something I've always wondered because there's so many of these shows where like kids just like, even adults, like when adults go on like reality shows, and I'm like, you have a life and you have a job and you have a family. Like, how do you, like, what happens to your life? Like, for like 2 or 3 months, you're on like Big Brother or like something where you like are sequestered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I was gonna say though, like speaking of school, and I don't know if this is incorrect. This was on your Wikipedia page, but did you get an environmental studies degree?
Not a degree.
Okay.
So.
Because I was like, and then it also said you're on the Toronto Scottish rugby team.
Yes.
Oh my God! Like I was
That's
like,
correct.
that's so interesting. I was like, wait, we need to talk about this. So sorry.
No, okay. So after Alone Again, we released while I was still in high school.
Yes. Right.
So I don't think anyone was expecting Alone Again to be Alone Again. I think we're just like, okay, it's her first single. Let's put it out and see what happens. And then we were all like, what the fuck just happened?
A hit.
So I had to leave high school in my last year. I was short 1 credit to go on tour. And then I did a couple years of doing all the touring and stuff here, and then it blew up in the UK, so then I had to go do it there. So after like all the Alone Again pandemonium, I was like, okay, I really want to go finish my schooling. So I went and did like a summer school thing for like a music course, got that last credit, and then I enrolled in U of T, and I started working towards an environmental studies major.
Yeah.
And then I got a call to go do a string of shows across the UK with One Direction. And I was like,
right.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
can't turn that down.
Respectfully, that was
I'm
the right decision.
So sorry,
Yeah.
school.
Oh my
we'll
God.
try again later.
Did you get? I'm assuming you got to meet them. Yes. No.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, they're wonderful.
Oh my God. I was such a directioner, so that's so happy to hear.
Yeah. No. Honestly, they're probably the kindest group of people I've ever met in the music industry. They're the kind of people that walk into the room, shake hands with every single person in the room, introduce themselves. Harry came to my dressing room almost every single show to like check and make sure I was good and had everything I needed. He was just all of them were so professional and so kind, and it was really nice. It made the experience feel not as scary.
Right.
Amazing.
Well, and I feel like maybe, I mean, like you don't know if you guys ever talked about this, but like you guys also had kind of the same experience of like that, like
reality
the
show.
the
and
show,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
like, so I feel like there's like a humbling experience that comes with that versus like some musicians who are like trained musicians from when they're younger and their parents sort of like make them do like all of these things. Like I feel like that experience is so different, and I feel like that makes you easier to connect with people and sort of be nicer, if that makes sense.
Plus, being Canadian and British,
Yeah,
I feel like that helps.
that also helps.
Yeah.
Like, two people be like nice-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, obviously, you've had such your terms, long career. You've been in the
Yeah.
industry for a while. Now that we're in this new era, you're about to do your big show again. What do you want to tell people as they either get reintroduced to Alyssa Reid or like we're meeting you at this point? Like, what's the biggest takeaway for this era of Alyssa Reid?
This era is kind of all over the place in terms of music. So I think there's honestly like something for everybody. Whether someone likes more like upbeat, fun songs, or someone knew me from way back and really likes those like old nostalgic vibes, or there's like dance stuff. There's just like so much right now because I'm in that place of just like making stuff that's fun and that feels good and that I want to do. So honestly, I feel like there's probably something in here for everybody. So check out the back catalog, check out the new stuff. The whole world, my whole career is not about Alone Again, guys.
Yeah,
There's
great.
so much
She's got
more.
bangers
There's
and like
a lot. There's a lot. You have a lot of music,
and also
which is good.
yeah.
Thank you.
And I mean, I've been saying bangers, but you also have like sad bangers too. Like, I don't want you to think I'm just
Yeah.
like, woo. Like, there's some, you got a collection. And I think that's really nice when an artist has like versatility. And I'm so excited for your November 15th show. If you live in Toronto or you're close to Toronto, make sure to come support our Canadian pop queen, Alyssa Reid.
Woohoo.
Alyssa, thank you so much for being on
Thank
PopTake.
you.
Thank you.
We had so much fun with Alyssa Reid here. I want to wrap things up real quick, but I
Mhm.
do want to talk about my appendix because, okay, first of all, no one tells you that like the recovery part is terrible, and not because of the actual incisions that they make, but they fill you with like gas to like balloon you up so that they can go
Mhm.
in with like whatever and like cut stuff out, whatever. But the gas like stays in your body, and then every time you breathe and your lungs like contract and expand, it doesn't have anywhere to go, and it's like the most painful thing ever because the gas just like travels through you and it just like hits nerves. I ChatGPT'd all this, and also the doctor did confirm it. No one tells you that that is like I was crying when I got home like the next 2 days because when I was at the hospital, obviously they're like filling you with painkillers,
Mhm.
and like thankfully you had experienced this, and I messaged
Yeah.
you, and I was just like, is this a thing? And then you obviously,
Yeah, I remember like I drank a lot of ginger ale to like force me to burp, and it kind of helped.
I don't know
But,
if I avoided gassy things, so like I was trying to like because they tell you to walk, but I obviously I'm like,
Yeah,
I also don't want to walk around like I'm on painkillers and like tired,
yeah.
you know.
I also remember like after my surgery took like 3 days because I was
I almost did. Yours was during COVID, so you had more stuff to go
there was,
through.
like I was on like a wait list, but it's also so funny because once you finally look at like the incision, you're like, I was in this much pain for this little fucking.
Yeah, it's so small. Did you
Yeah.
get the 3? Like I got the belly
Yeah,
button.
the 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
And you remember when I went into my surgery? Because is this your first surgery?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so it was mine too, and I'm in COVID. Everything's happening, and I just remember looking at the doctor, and I was just like trying to like ease the tension,
Right.
and I was like, please don't let me be the Grey's Anatomy character of the day that dies. And
I'm
he-
sure he was very not. Yeah.
he just kind of shrugged, and he's like, this is like the easiest surgery you could ever do.
Yeah. They kept because it's a teaching hospital there too, right? I
Right.
think so. They had the people come in and stuff, which like very very much felt like Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
And there's like other people watching.
Mhm.
But I did like my first doctor who like diagnosed it. And she was like selling me on the surgery. She was just like, it's a very easy surgery. And then she like stopped. She's like, sorry, it's this is a routine surgery. Like she like had to like correct herself and stop
Right.
saying like easy. Cause then she's like, but here's the complications. And then like goes through like,
Yeah.
you could still die, you know, like
Right.
all that kind of fun stuff.
I remember also like crying, and like the doctor like was not. He was like, oh my god, so dramatic.
Yeah.
But also, I hadn't eaten in like 2-3 days. I was like so hungry.
I also, by the time I got into surgery, I hadn't ate because like I started feeling whatever on like Sunday night and I got into surgery Tuesday.
Mm.
So I hadn't ate since like whenever Sunday was. Like I think I went 48 hours without eating.
Mm.
And then they like can't give you anything. They can't even give you water. They gave
No.
me ice chips. Did they give you ice chips?
Yeah, they gave me ice chips, but I had to like beg.
Yeah, they were a bit more like, they didn't make me beg for it, but they were like, here's a cup. And I was like, okay, thanks. This is going to make me
Yeah.
last for.
I also remember because it was COVID, whoever did my first COVID test lost it. So I had to wait an extra like 12 hours to do another
Right.
COVID test. So my first period
Appointment.
there, like no one wanted to like touch me because we
Got
weren't
it.
sure if I was like had
They,
COVID
I
or
also
not.
still had to do a COVID test to like go in.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Okay,
like
that's good,
they
at
did. They
least.
came and did like blood work and stuff
Yeah,
and
yeah.
did the swabs.
Yeah.
But I don't think they were placing as much of an emphasis.
Right.
The one thing that was weird was like they didn't ask me, so like they put me on like the operating table and then like, okay, we're gonna go through some questions. I don't know if they did that with you. Like, what's your name? What's your age? Why are you here? And then they
Yeah.
tell you like you have to answer why you're here. Just make sure there's no like
Confusion.
You're not like they're not gonna cut your arm off and you think you're there for something else.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But then they start asking, like they go through and they're like, oh, who's your emergency contact? And I thought that was such a fucking weird question to ask me. I'm on the operating table. I don't have my phone. Do you know anyone's number? Like I had a number that I know, but like
Oh.
that feels like such a question that you don't ask
don't
someone when they're on the
remember,
operating table.
Honestly, I just know my parents' home number, so maybe
But
I
like you
gave
would have
the-
given that. But like if
Yeah.
you don't have your phone,
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
who are you gonna give as their emergency contact? Like,
Yeah, I also do remember, and this was like two things. One, I just thought was really funny, but maybe because I was like so insane, I just thought it was funny. When in their operating table, they're like, "This is Michael." I think I was like 26 at the time. He's 26. He's healthy, and I was like,
they did
"So
also.
you
I
think
do
I'm
recall them saying
skinny?
I
Thank you.
was healthy. I'll
yeah,
take it.
I like that.
Yeah, I think so. If anyone else their appendix bursts, you can ask me or Michael. Our friend, like I said, our friend burst like literally a week later, and I was like, "Here's all the things you need to know," which is insane. We joked that there's like something going around, or like we ate something because like the idea that like it happened to both of us like a week
when
after
mine
hanging out.
burst, a friend of mine's burst 2 months later.
Yeah, that's weird. And
So
that was
it's-
also someone you used to hang out with a lot too, right? Yeah.
So
that
we're like, is there something connected there?
maybe it's in the food, maybe it's in the water. There's one final thing I want to sign off with and talk about, and this is also gossip, but Rita Ora is working on a new album, and she announced that the title got leaked or got announced, and Rita Ora's new album is apparently called Head Rush, which like, okay, could be cute. It's giving a little like poppers, but like,
Right.
but before this, she had apparently announced, and it was called Auraverse. And I don't know who thought that was a good idea. It just sounds awful. I'm sorry. Auraverse
Yeah.
I'm not here for that.
Yeah, I don't get it. It sounds like an amusement park.
It sounds like when someone's trying to tell you what they're into.
I kind of wish she called it like Aura, but not like her last
like
name. Like
AURA?
yeah,
That could
and
be
like
cute.
playing on the pun
That could be
kind
cute.
of thing.
I'm kind of here for that.
And like
Anyways,
the visual could be like her as a psychic or something. Like I don't know.
she's working on a new album. But I saw like this literally Twitter talking about Auraverse, and I was just like, everyone's like, who thought this was a good idea?
But you know what? Twitter lies so much about Rita Ora because remember
I know,
they lied.
but they lied and told us she was opening for JoJo Siwa.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm gonna pass her a bone and be like, maybe that's not.
Okay, well,
true.
if it ends up being called Head Rush, then we know that they were right. But Auraverse, I'm still not here for.
I guess we have to stick around and find out.
Find out. Well, we can talk about it next week or the week after, depending on when she announces this. But until then, you can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts, anywhere you watch videos, YouTube,
The
Apple
whole
Music,
shebang.
Spotify, Instagram, TikTok. We are everywhere.
Thank you to our special guest, Alyssa Reid, for joining us today.
Yes.
My name is Michael Mello.
I'm Hugo Philippe.
We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.